6'1" from Chicago, Illinois, your host for the Give and Go Hoop Show, Low Battle. Hey, what's up, Hoop fans? It's Low Battle, Give and Go Hoop Show, coming to you again. I want to talk about a little something that's near and dear to my heart, the NBA draft. What the hell am I talking about the draft for already? Because, hey, I would like to talk about stuff before everybody else starts talking about it. NBA, it's time to wake up and change. It's time you accept the reality that it's time to change your strategy just as baseball strategy is. This whole one and done thing is, if you hadn't figured it out yet, it's a waste. It's a catastrophe. These players have no more desire to go to college to play ball than I don't even know a good example, but let's bottom line is they have no desire to go play ball in college unless they're forced to go do so. So it's time, NBA, that you start waking up and treat these players the same way that baseball. Get with baseball and find out how in the hell did they do it. You have a developmental league. It's been in existence for several years now. You have a developmental league. You need to start utilizing that. You play summer league games. You got almost a whole season that you play, equivalent to the college tournaments, in the summertime. Plenty of time to evaluate this talent. And the reason I bring this up is for three different reasons. Number one, Kyrie Irving, point guard from Duke University. I was just reviewing some stuff online a little while ago, and I see that this guy is projected to be the number one pick in the NBA draft. The number one pick. Now, don't get me wrong, old boy probably got a sweet game. But he's only played 8 games of college basketball because he got that turf toe and got hurt. So what you're telling me is that after watching him play 8 games in Duke, he is clearly the best college basketball player out there that should be selected number one based on needs of what needs to come into the league. 8 games of experience in college. That right there shows you that it's a freaking joke to be saying go play 1 year college ball and before you come into the NBA. How stupid is that? 8 games. That's all he's played, and he's going to be the number one pick in the NBA draft. So tell me how that makes sense. He could have just went straight Brandon Jennings and went over to Europe, which brings me to Brandon Jennings. Here he is in the NBA, balling good for Milwaukee and doing that, and he just bucked the system. Now you had another player who tried to do the same thing, this big guy, I can't even remember his name, but he failed. But the thing is, Brandon Jennings didn't go play in anybody's college. And he's doing the same thing, making tons of money, just like any other NBA player. So there is always a loophole in the system. College ball is nothing more than to make money for the college and to highlight them on ESPN and let Dickie V, PTP her and all this stuff and let them get hyped up. Number 2, DeMarcus Cousins from Kentucky, who's now the biggest headache in the NBA on the Sacramento Kings. If you didn't force him to go to Kentucky, and you let him just draft this big butt right out of high school and send him into the summer league and send him into the developmental league, you would have known that he was a freaking head case before he even got on the Kings. Yeah, you could draft him, but see, you had an option. But see, you had an option to send him down to the D-League for maturity purposes alone. He's a freaking big kid. That's all it is. You can't fault him for that. I mean, that's just like taking a kindergartner and telling them they shouldn't want to play in the freaking sandbox. That's what kindergartners do. They play in the sandbox. So what do you expect a big kid to do? Just because you gave him millions of dollars, you thought he was going to come to the league and be mature? It doesn't work out like that. So that's number 2, why you should use your developmental league and go the route of baseball. Number 3, there's this young phenom out there who played for Compton High School. His name is Anthony January. Look him up on YouTube or whatever. But the bottom line is, this kid has now dropped out of high school. I was reviewing it online, and now he's saying that he's going to get homeschooled, which leads me to believe he's probably finna go the same route as Brandon Jennings. In other words, he's got enough hype behind him. He got enough people kissing his ass, telling him that he can make it to the NBA. So therefore, he's came up to the realization that since Compton High School wasn't kissing his ass good enough, he's going to go ahead and drop out of school. He's going to be a high school dropout, and then he's going to get homeschooled, a GED or whatever, and then he'll end up in the league somewhere, or maybe go to Europe and play millions of dollars. But that's my point, NBA. It's time that you accept the reality that these kids, just like in tennis, just like in golf, just like in baseball, these kids are drinking all this freaking processed drinks and processed foods, and they're growing bigger, stronger, and faster than they did in years, and they're ready to get paid after they finish high school, and some, like Anthony January, are ready to get paid before he finishes high school. So you need to go ahead and accept the reality while you're doing this collective bargaining crap and get rid of that one and done stuff, because all it's doing is hurting the college game. The top picks in every year NBA draft are freshmen. That tells you right there that the whole one and done thing, they're not learning anything, they're not getting any closer to their degrees, and all they're doing is going and playing at a college for a basketball season, not even a college year, a basketball season, and then turning around and going to NBA. 4 years from now, you go back and ask who was on the Kentucky team when all 5 of them got drafted, and you probably won't even remember. Why? Because the fans really never got to know them, because what? They played for a season. And NCAA, while we at it, you need to change your rule too. And quit kissing the NBA's ass. You're going to make your money because it is what it is. That's why the Butlers of the world and the Wisconsins of the world and all of these guys end up playing really good and getting there and now making the Final Fours. Why? Because they got players who stick around more than 1 year. So you need to go back to the day where set up something where if these guys come to play for you, if they're not going to commit to 3 years of college ball, then they need to go ahead and go to the NBA and try their luck out there. That's your bargaining chip. If you can't commit to my college to play 3 years of college ball so we can have some continuity and then I can save my job as a coach, then you could go ahead and take your chances out of the NBA. Because you're going to get the support because you've already built up enough fan base. People are crazy about March Madness. So it ain't really the players anymore. It's the teams. It's always has been. So hopefully NCAA, NBA, you get it together and make it happen. May all your jump shots hit the bottom of the net. Life, love, and hoop forever. Peace.